Cedric Guerin's story begins in the vibrant town of San Mateo, nestled just outside the bustling heart of Manila. It's a place where the streets are alive with the sounds of children playing, neighbors chatting, and the aroma of home-cooked meals drifting through the air. Here, Cedric's earliest memories were shaped by the warmth of a close-knit Filipino community, where everyone looked out for one another. Yet, even as a child, his destiny was tied to a land far away, Israel, a country he would one day call home. Born to Filipino immigrants, Cedric's early life was split between two worlds. His father was deported, leaving a void, while his mother worked tirelessly in Tel Aviv, cleaning homes and sending money back to support her family. The pain of separation was real, but so was the hope for a better future. Growing up in the diverse neighborhoods of South Tel Aviv, Cedric learned to speak Hebrew fluently, made friends from all backgrounds, and embraced Israeli customs. Still, he never let go of his Filipino roots, celebrating traditions and holidays from both cultures. He became a living bridge between cultures, shaped by the warmth and hospitality of his Filipino heritage and the resilience and determination of his new Israeli home. Family gatherings were a blend of languages, foods, and stories, each one adding to his unique identity. Cedric understood what it meant to be an outsider, to feel different, and this fueled his deep desire to belong, to contribute, and to prove himself in a society that didn't always see him as one of their own. He watched his mother's sacrifices, her long hours, her unwavering strength, and her quiet dignity in the face of hardship. These moments inspired in him a deep need to protect the home she had worked so hard to build, both for him and for their community. His love for Israel was not something he inherited, it was forged through the rhythms of daily life. Playing soccer with friends in the park, shopping at the local market, and navigating the challenges of growing up between two worlds. As he grew older, Cedric realized he wanted to be more than just a resident. He wanted to give back, to defend the country that had become his home, and to prove that he truly belonged. This desire, born of gratitude, love, and a sense of responsibility, set him on a path toward the Israel Defense Forces, a journey that would test his courage and shape his destiny. For Cedric, joining the IDF was not just a duty, it was the first step in a journey that would define his life and inspire others who walk the line between worlds. Adolescence brought turbulence for Cedric. He saw his mother Imelda work long hours and took jobs himself to help. The pressures of survival often pulled him from his studies at Bialik Rogozin School. Eventually he dropped out, worrying his mother and facing uncertainty. Minor run-ins with the law followed, but Imelda's faith in him never wavered. She believed in his good heart and his potential, even as he struggled. Cedric felt the weight of his mistakes and his mother's disappointment. He longed to repay her sacrifices and prove himself. The desire for discipline and redemption grew, pushing him to seek a new path. He began to look toward the military for purpose and a second chance. Cedric set his sights on the Israel Defense Forces, drawn by a sense of duty that went far beyond a simple career choice. For him, the IDF represented a calling, a chance to be part of something greater than himself, to serve a nation he now called home. He was seeking not just a job, but a mission, a purpose that would give his life new direction and meaning. Military service in Israel is a rite of passage for many, a tradition woven into the fabric of society. But for Cedric, it was more than tradition. It was a chance to prove his loyalty, to show he belonged, and to transform his life from the inside out. Yet, his troubled past made enlistment difficult. His file, marked with warnings and doubts, raised red flags among the officials reviewing his application. But Cedric was relentless. He returned again and again, pleading his case with honesty and passion, determined to convince them that he was ready to change. He demanded the right to serve, to protect, and to finally belong to something bigger than himself. He wanted to prove that his past did not define his future. His unwavering determination and sincerity eventually convinced the officials to give him a chance, a rare opportunity to start over. Acceptance into the IDF was a turning point. It was more than just a uniform. It was a clean slate, a new identity, and a symbol of hope for a better future. He embraced military life wholeheartedly, thriving in the structure, discipline, and camaraderie that the Army provided. The daily routines and challenges gave him a sense of stability he had never known. Basic training tested his limits, but it only made him stronger. He earned the respect of his peers and commanders, proving himself through grit and determination. No longer just the son of immigrants, he became an Israeli soldier, part of a brotherhood that transcended backgrounds and differences. The army became his tribe, his purpose, and his place of belonging. He found friendship, unity, and a sense of home among his fellow soldiers. Through rigorous training and shared hardship, Sidric was forged into a dedicated combat soldier, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Now, he stood ready to defend his country on the front lines, proud to wear the uniform and serve the nation that had given him a second chance. Assigned to the elite Givati Brigade, Sidric faced some of the IDF's toughest challenges. In the Sheikh Battalion he excelled, earning respect through determination and courage. The boy who once struggled in school now thrived in high-stakes situations. He took pride in his role, knowing his vigilance let others sleep in peace. For Sidric, service was a sacred duty, protection made real. His dedication led to selection for a senior sergeant's course, which he completed with distinction. In April 2021, he received a certificate of distinction from the head of the IDF's Southern Command. The troubled teen had become a decorated soldier and a source of pride for his family. Upon completing his service, Sidric became an Israeli citizen. He had earned his place through sacrifice, not birthright. As a civilian and reservist, he carried the confidence and purpose the army gave him. Sidric's transformation was complete. He was a model of resilience. After his service, Sidric built a new life, marrying Daniela, the woman who had stood by him through every challenge. Together, they found comfort in the simple joys of daily life, cherishing each moment as a precious gift. They dreamed of starting a family, imagining a future filled with laughter, love, and the promise of new beginnings. Their hopes were woven into every plan they made, every quiet evening spent together. Yet, as a reservist, Sidric always kept his uniform ready, knowing that duty could call at any moment. The weight of responsibility never truly left him, even in the comfort of home. That call came suddenly after October 7, 2023, when Israel was thrust into war. The world changed overnight, and the sense of safety they had built was shaken. Without hesitation, Sidric embraced Daniela, promising to return, and left home to rejoin his unit at the Gaza border. The farewell was heavy, but his resolve was clear. The mission was daunting: dismantle terrorist infrastructure in one of the world's most dangerous places where every street could hide a threat. Every day became a test of courage, urban combat, hidden dangers, and the constant tension of not knowing what lay ahead. The city was a maze of uncertainty and peril. As a combat sergeant, Sidric led his men through perilous patrols and fierce firefights, guiding them with steady hands and a calm voice, even when fear threatened to take hold. The stakes were impossibly high. Every decision could mean life or death for his team. Each moment demanded focus, courage, and trust in one another. Sidric's training and steady presence inspired his comrades, giving them hope and strength when the situation seemed overwhelming. He fought not just for his country, but to protect his home, his family, and the future he and Daniela dreamed of. The Gaza border was more than a line in the sand. It was the fragile boundary between chaos and the life he cherished, a place where hope and fear collided. Sidric stood on that line with unwavering resolve, his heart anchored by love and duty. He was a guardian at the gate, defined by quiet courage, standing firm so that others could dream of peace. January 22, 2024 began like any other day in the war zone. Sidric's unit was tasked with demolishing Hamas strongholds near Kisufim. The mission was critical: deny the enemy a foothold near the border. As soldiers placed explosives, Hamas fighters launched a surprise attack. An RPG struck a tank, then another hit a building where soldiers worked. The explosion was catastrophic, triggering a chain reaction. Both buildings collapsed, burying the soldiers inside. In seconds, the mission turned to tragedy. 21 soldiers lost, including Sidric. The young man who fought so hard for his place was gone. His journey ended in the ruins of Gaza, alongside his brothers in arms. Sidric's sacrifice was total, a life given for the home he loved. His story ended in service, resilience, and hope. He became a symbol of ultimate sacrifice. News of Sidric's death brought grief to both Israel and the Philippines. In Israel, he was mourned as a national hero, his story resonating deeply. A memorial at his former school brought together students and teachers to honor his memory. His funeral united his wife, mother, and father, together in shared grief after decades apart. Daniela spoke of his dream for a family, a future now lost. The tragedy touched the Filipino community and the nation. In recognition of his sacrifice, Israel granted citizenship to both his parents. Sidric's heroism secured his family's place in the country he died to protect. His legacy is one of unity, hope, and belonging. He proved that heroism is defined by courage, not birthplace. Sidric Garen's memory endures, a bridge between peoples, a symbol of resilience and peace.